Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Velitis. I'm the co-founder and COO of Chateau, and we're bringing institutional-grade RWAs on chain. So I want to talk a little bit about why RWAs are such a big category and so much potential lies there. So if you look at this chart from DeFi Llama, what you'll see is that RWAs in just a year went from about this niche thing doing $250 million to $6.3 billion. That's a 28x increase in literally the span of a year. So RWAs are in this cool spot where they have early product market fit, but there's no category leader that has emerged. And when we look at what's actually driving this liquidity, I think we can all agree that the Bitcoin ETF has been a major catalyst for the crypto markets. And I think what this basically taught our team and a lot of people in the space is that TradFi wants to come to crypto, but they want to come to crypto on their terms. They could have bought Bitcoin for years, and they chose not to because their institutions are not set up to handle direct interactions with the blockchain. That's why they wanted to work with third parties to actually have an exchange-traded fund. And ETFs are great, but they're just really the tip of the iceberg of TradFi capital markets. There's the $440 billion venture capital industry, the $1.4 trillion U.S. private credit market, and the $20 trillion U.S. Treasury market. If crypto truly wants to grow and be the future of the internet, it has to start tapping into these markets as well. So what is Chateau and what's our approach? What makes us unique? So we're an RWA platform that focuses on institutional grade RWA products. And we have two really key dimensions that we excel on. The first is that my co-founder who spent some time in Wall Street, he basically has been working to source the highest quality debt and equity instruments from top TradFi institutions. And the second is our other co-founder, Zev, is a New York securities attorney that spent 9 months building a light touch legal framework that allows us to do this for any institution. So just to speak to that first point, there's a lot of RWA products out there, but these products are only as good as the underlying real world instruments that drive the yield. So a good example of this is Goldfinch. They had a loan that went out to a lending firm in Africa. It wasn't properly underwritten, and as a result, they defaulted on the loan. So it's not enough to just have RWAs. You really have to make sure that your institutional partners are able to actually be solid counterparties. And if we look at what our first offering is, I think this really speaks to the degree of high quality instruments that we're going to be bringing on chain. So we have signed an exclusive partnership with Covenant Venture Capital. They've set up a BVI entity to do this for us. They've been running a $500 million private credit facility in the US since 2011. And the product has a 15% APY. So the way that they've actually set this up is that they loan to real world businesses doing about $500,000 to $25 million a year in revenue. So this yield is actually coming from real world businesses. It's not like Ponzi money. It's not some not sustainable yield. Like this is like the cream of the crop for Wall Street debt instruments. And their track record proves it. Since 2011, they've averaged 18 to 21% yield every year, have less than a 1.5% principal loss rate, and over 80% is institutional capital. So we're actually going to allow DeFi investors to get access to a thing that you normally otherwise couldn't. But that's just where we're starting. We're also bringing US Treasury bills, which is, yes, cool and it's safe, but what we're really excited about are some of our private equity offerings. So a number of our institutional partners hold shares in private startups, including OpenAI. And so we're going to be the first company to tokenize access to OpenAI. And to speak to sort of the scalable legal framework, happy to talk in more detail with our lawyer, Zev. But one of the reasons we think we'd be a great partner for Arbitrum as we bring more RWAs on chain is that we have the legal guidance. RWA products, they're not simply technical products. You also need to get the legal part as well as the partnerships part right, which we believe we can. And to kind of just bring this home with Arbitrum, we talked to a lot of different blockchains. We chose Arbitrum because we believe Arbitrum is the leader in DeFi and is going to stay that way because they're skating to where the puck is. And I think this most recent Arbitrum Stable Treasury Endowment Program speaks to that. So we had the chance to talk to CoinFlip and a number of other delegates, and we would love to be a part of this program and continue to bring the best assets on chain. We've passed our audit with Zelic, and we will be officially launching on Arbitrum 1 next week. And for those willing to stay in touch or that want to stay in touch, this is our website here, our Twitter, and then my Telegram is Silicon Cowboy. Don't ask, just thought of it a few years ago. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, everyone.